Hey everybody, this is Stacy with SF Johnson Consulting and Construction Services. And over the next 2 weeks, I have workshops to help you state by state on the challenges that you are facing in your state and how we can get over it. Okay, and our workshops are the 10th through the 12th and the 17th through the 19th. So there'll be more information about that in the description box below. But, you know, every state is different. And as I speak with my clients and teach them, it's like, yo, Pennsylvania's the Wild Wild West, this state's the Wild Wild West, another state you got to have permits up the butt. And I just wanted to go through each individual state and see what the challenges are that you face and come up with a plan if you're interested and if these do apply to you to help you get over them. And the one thing that is clear, you know, especially for minority contractors, is you don't have an access to getting the money you need. That's one, but that's everybody. And, well, not everybody. And two, you underutilize the certification process. And in some southern states, they don't even know it exists. Now, that's ridiculous, but I understand why they don't know it exists. And so let's try to get that together. So I'm going to present one of these, 50 of these, but each month I'm focusing on a few states. So in June, if this is your state, reach out to me at info@sfjohnsonconsulting.com or just go to the website. You'll see information there. Website's evolving every day. And I just want to stop and reflect on a few things over this past year and with some of my students and how things have been going. You know, because I'm not cheap. Because you win after, if you listen and if you do what you're supposed to do, you instantly win. So that person shouldn't be cheap. But at this point, I'm not teaching everybody. Okay, so if you do sign up for the year process with me, it's an application process. It's just not because you have money to pay me. And so that's changed. So that's why I have the workshops where anybody can join. It's the core knowledge of everything we work on over the year, and it can still help you. Okay, and so that's, you know, it's June the 8th, because some of you guys out there think you slick. Okay, and you know, I don't have time for that in my life, and I'll put a curse on you, and you won't even know what happened. But then you will. See, so that's why you can't just go out there messing with people you don't really know. Okay, and so I'm going to make it easy for you. All right, so that's changed. So application process, and if you are one of my students and you're out there working so hard or whatever, you have been dedicated, and we're going to keep it moving. Okay, and there's so many good things to come. All right, so don't worry about that. So Pennsylvania. Okay, so, you know, in this workshop, yeah, these are the situations and circumstances, but there's ways to ethically deal with them to where you're not exposing yourself to legal liability or a whole bunch of other stupid stuff, because, yeah, we understand you have to work, but all money ain't good money, okay? And scared money don't make money. So in your profession, you're kind of in between both of those things where you just really have to be, you have to have a process and a system and a mindset where all money ain't good money and scared money don't make money, okay? Period, okay? So here we go. So in Pennsylvania, Wild Wild West, I understand what my client's saying, because there is no statewide licensing like there is here in California. You got to have a license to clean toilets in California. You know, that's why I love my state. I really do. But yeah, but in Pennsylvania, you don't have to. So yeah, you know, so it could be, you know, each municipality, meaning each, you know, city, entity, whatever, could have, will have, does have different requirements. So you got to be able to navigate through that before, when you see, you have to know that before you get the work, before you even consider. Okay, and so there's something we can do to make sure you have a process in place for that. Okay, and so for Pennsylvania, let me just stop. The workshops again are the 10th through the 12th, and then the 17th through 19th. But and they're 6 a.m. because these are all, okay, I'm in California, okay? So I love y'all. That's why it's at 6 a.m. All right, so because these are all southern states, so, or not southern states, but 3 hours away. So Pennsylvania, you are at 7 a.m. Pacific time. All right, so that's my time. So that's 10 your time on Tuesday the 10th and Tuesday the 17th. And so if you're interested, sign up go to our website and you'll see the link because it's statewide programs and it tells you what it is, how much it costs, and you'll love it. This will be it. And this is really for, small firms that got out there after COVID and now, y'all fighting each other, lowballing each other because you don't know what to do. You're just trying to work. And so, these are the kind of things. Yeah, and this is probably why, you really got to watch how you run your business because there is no licensing requirement until there is. And then here you go, all caught up, messed up because you don't have things in order. Trust me, I know. So you often miss the license requirements, okay? I guess they're pulling out Pittsburgh, Allentown, and Harrisburg, okay? And I've been to all of those places teaching OSHA, but this is my last year being certified to teach OSHA because y'all don't care. If y'all don't care, I don't care, okay? So, but I can still give you good advice to keep you from busting your head open. All right, fragmented permit process. So permitting varies widely. Many municipalities have manual, outdated permit process. So, if you know that these are the issues, and put a note below and let me know if these your issues in Pennsylvania. I know that everybody can be a general contractor thing, but you know what? People with money going to take advantage of you. So that's why you got to make sure, if I can be a general contractor, what do general contractors need if I can be one? Well, here's a list of things you need, okay, as a general contractor, if you can be one, okay? And for sure, insurance is like, besides money, insurance would be number 2 on your list, and good insurance. Then you could be all the general contractor you want to be. All right, so what's next? Prevailing wage and labor law complexity, Pennsylvania. Okay, projects over 25,000. So, prevailing wage. Do you know anything about that? Do you know how to apply prevailing wage? Oh, I don't even do those. You know what? Because somebody's doing them. Okay, so there's money in construction. Or else just go work retail or something. But if you do this, there's ways to do it, okay? You struggle with wage classification. So again, this is all my research that I've gotten with all of my friends and AI, okay? So if this is you, let me know. And which one is you, and then let's work it out. Heavy union, I've heard that. I just heard that yesterday or Friday, yesterday and Friday and last Tuesday. Heavy union influence. So when I think heavy union, that just means a bunch of good old boys together just keeping everybody that's brown skin out of the game. That's what I think when I see union. Tell me if that's what you think, brown people. Because there's ways around that. Trust me, I've been brown for 60.5 years now. And that's what they do. Because just like if you go to my little thing over there where I'm playing, maybe not today because I'm the programmer and the programmer can't get the programs in. There's nothing to see. But like Jackie Robinson, right? Nobody wanted to, I'm never, because he'll get in there and whoop you. So that's what this is all about, beautiful people of the world. You may not even want to get in that. Okay? You may not. And one of it was yesterday where You say, yeah, union mean labor. Yeah, right. We're trying to be owners. We're not trying to be labor, right? We are owners. That's different. We could labor, but that's not our main focus. That's union. So again, it's a bunch of good old boys, and has been my experience, and getting their nephews and their sons and their brothers and their nieces all in there, and not you. And even if you're in there, I've heard every black person that has been in the union that they won't teach them how to do their own estimate. Now, if I'm wrong, look, correct me. I've been wrong for, if I'm 60.5, I've been wrong for at least 60. I'm going to give myself half a year being right about something. But, yeah, so union, it's not 1950. Okay, it's not. All right. Thank God in some ways. All right, here we go, the good ones, which is on every list. Okay, so yeah, and if you have ever spoken with me at all, and if I've taught you anything, if you have, from underground, the painting, the flooring, the electrical, there has not been one of my students that has brown skin or a woman of color or whatever, or a woman that I have not said, please get that. 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 I have a client that started off in Pennsylvania from being a criminal to being a developer, and he might be a criminal, but I pray from every day that he's not back a criminal, but he had that. You get so much money, you don't know what to do. And if you don't know what to do with it, you might end up back in there. And so, yeah, please get that. Please get that. Please get that. Certification. And there are challenges, yeah, because they think it's like 1810 and there's a poll tax and you got to be able to recite the Declaration of Independence by heart. Okay? Why does everything relate to Black history? Because I'm a beautiful Black person that loves my history. And please get that. I have a separate workshop on that. All you got to do, and really, I had a good conversation. It was yesterday. The issue is taxes. You have to have your taxes completed. And I understand every Black person want to be Wesley Snipes, but we gotta pay our government. Okay, we do. And like I tell everybody, they're not trying to get it up. They just want you to act like you owe it. They're not trying to say, oh, give it all to me right now. So there are ways to make your government happy, right? You just have to have a payment plan. Oh, I could talk for days about that. Offering compromise, client didn't know that even existed. Use it, look it up. If you need to know, reach out to education@sfjohnsonconsulting.com. Okay, when you are in competition with people, when there's a lot of money involved, they're always going to try to keep you out, keep you ill-informed, keep you have so much paperwork that they know you don't have time or resources to handle, and then you always falling up short. Or, oh, I ain't got time for that. Oh, yeah, taxes. Yeah, I know. I've been self-employed now for 25 years out of my 60 years. So that requires doing some taxes and paying some, okay? But trust me, there's ways they just want to know you understand you owe them and you plan on paying them, okay? So, and if you do your taxes right, you probably owe little or nothing. So let's talk about that later. But yeah, you can't get your DBE with raggedy tax forms. Got to have them complete. All right. But use it. Now, one thing I'm going to say in every presentation, this is going long for one. My God, and the whole state's going to take forever. All right. So, country. What else? Oh, Department of Transportation in every state. Again, I'm going to repeat it. The Department of Transportation in every state. The Department of Transportation in every state, I'm going to say it again, the Department of Transportation in every state has a requirement of brown people. So go see what the Department of Transportation's budget is. And it's at least 5% of brown, 10% of brown people they need. So yeah, all the brown people you know in construction, they probably not going to tell you they got, which is terrible because every other hooks each other up. But yeah, they need you. They'll be looking for you as soon as you get your certification. So it's absolutely ridiculous not to spend 3 months, 2 months. One of my clients did do it, and now they're doing their thing. Because yeah, it's just paperwork. If you had to do the paperwork on something, you do it. You think you got a choice, but the benefits of doing it is ridiculous. Okay, so you should always have 4 streams. Oh, I don't like doing it. I don't care what you like. Okay, or else go get a job and do a whole bunch of stuff you don't like. So, residential, commercial, government, and service contracts. I don't care what your trade is. Even apartment complexes, these greedy slumlord apartment complexes don't want to replace nothing. So they're repairing stuff every week with a crew that don't know electrical, that don't know HVAC, that only knows how to paint. Okay, but they out there fixing the panels. Trust me, I lived in one of those. So talk to somebody who's not trying to compete with you. Okay, and get the information you need. So workshop in Pennsylvania again, 7 a.m. Tuesday the 10th and the 17th. Sign up at either info@sfjohnsonconsulting.com or just go to the website. You'll see where to sign up. This is my favorite too because, yeah, of course, access to capital, that's everybody, every state. Okay, but if you've also talked to me, I told you I got this one company in New York. Look, I don't know since what, but there's a lot of money, and I'm sure they're contacting all of you guys too. There's a lot of money for construction projects if they know you've got one. Okay, so that's not a problem. Scared money don't make money. Don't make that scared money. Go get that money. And seeing the thing about it, you have to know what to do with it once you get it. You have to know how to. If I have $100,000 and my project is $80,000, what do I do? Do I just throw it in the bank and just wait for my niece, who's the accountant, to send me an invoice while she's ripping me off? That's not what you want to do. You got to have a mechanized way. You need what's called a project manager. You're going to have to become one. Okay? That's why I love math, because everything in math in morning is my time once I wake up. Everything in math fits. Project management is just like a big math project, and you got to make it fit, okay? And you can. So, yeah, you got to have the mindset where I got this bucket of money for this project. I have these people I got to pay. Okay, that's the main thing, because if they walk off on you, you can have all the money you want. You can't do it by yourself. And then who you got to pay? These folks with these agencies to charge you 5 times as much as it should be. So, yeah, you got to know how to get a staff and nurture it and make sure they're working 8 hours a day and not sitting back smoking cigarettes. All right? So that's why construction, if no other industry needed women and organization that women give, it's construction. Oh, no, you don't mind us having babies, but we can't tell you what to do at work. No, I'm sorry. We should. Anyway. Slow bid turnaround on public work. Okay, so that's why you got to do a lot of them. Okay, because at some point they'll start to work together and the engine will start to flow. Okay, and and I got you guys a landing page. Okay, so wanted to tell you about the landing page. So go to sfjohnsonconsulting.com. You'll see somewhere where there is state. What is it? I don't even know, and I don't want to click off of here. But you'll see it. It's right there at the top. Click on it. Click on your state. Sign up for the workshop. The workshop's free. There's no charge for that, which is good, because we're just going to discuss these things and how they relate to you and what I can do. Look what I can do to make it better. So this is Stacy with sfjohnsonconsulting.com. All right, who's next? Let's see. And you weren't even on the list for June, but you are now, Pennsylvania. And thank you guys very much for everything. I should have said that in the beginning. All the likes, all the comments. They made me take down 1964, but I got it in other places. So, and I like to teach about it too. So if that interests you too, reach out. And always, have a good Sunday. All right, Florida, you're next.